Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, welcomes you to our biggest clearance sale of the year, the Happy Honda Days sales event. Get year-end clearance pricing on over 900 new Hondas, plus a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Honda. Save thousands on your new Honda right here at Team Honda.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Mardi Gras, contrary to what was earlier told, and Marty, I don't know if that's from the feed from the truck or in here. Thank you, Alan. You are a gentleman and a scholar, Alan Traylor, despite what they say about you. Thank you kindly, sir. Earlier in the Crescent City, Mayor LaToya Cantrell saying last week that Mardi Gras 2021 is not canceled, just different. Well, now we find out it's going to be real different. No parades of any kind. And as you might imagine, this caught some folk off guard. The crew of Endymion sending out this message to its members, quote, "As you may already know, today the city of New Orleans stated that no parades will be allowed during the celebration of Mardi Gras 2021. This announcement came as a total surprise to the New Orleans Mardi Gras community. The mayor's Mardi Gras Advisory Committee, comprised of representatives of all Mardi Gras crews, met with the mayor on November 5th of 2020. At that meeting, the crews were tasked to develop proposals for a safe Mardi Gras celebration. These proposals were to be presented to the city on December 5th. The cancellation of all 2021 Mardi Gras parades before these proposals were presented to us is a shock. A large number," the statement continues, "of Mardi Gras crews were to propose an alternative parade route to the mayor that would allow better social distancing and lead to a safer Mardi Gras celebration. We were not able to make this proposal to the mayor given her premature cancellation announcement. We will now propose postponement of parades until the spring By such time, a COVID-19 vaccine should be available and the virus is better controlled. Details on how these changes will affect your membership will be announced at a later date. Please bear with us as we navigate through these difficult times. From a financial impact standpoint, devastating. And I guess in the final analysis, you sum it all up with, "We shall see," said Ray Charles to Stevie Wonder. We shall see. Meanwhile, you like that one, Gallagher? Meanwhile, here in Baton Rouge, city officials saying that they are discussing, this was on November 6th, discussing, quote, modified events with Baton Rouge crews. As you probably already surmised, with the fluidity of the pandemic, everything is in a state of flux until it's over. So, adapt, overcome. That is the mantra of the day. It is what it is. And we will get through this at some point, hopefully, none the worse for wear. On a different note, every now and then, many times in the most ironic, if not innocuous of ways, you find something that really reinforces to you just how great this country is. Right next door in the Magnolia State, the great state of Mississippi, Gillsburg. Marty, you ever heard of Gillsburg, Mississippi? Nor have I. They announced this week that Gillsburg has finally gotten around to erecting signs along I-55 directing traffic to the memorial for the members of Leonard Skinner that died in the plane crash. They have long since erected a monument, 3 big granite boulders at the crash site. But there's never been any highway signs telling people how to get there. Since this memorial has been erected, over 5,000 people from 13 countries, 39 states, and 5 Canadian provinces have visited. So you can only imagine how many people would actually visit if they had some freaking signs on the interstate saying Leonard Skinner Crash Site Memorial, exit here. When I saw the news, I said to myself, I'd go. I mean, for me, greatest rock anthem of all time. For me, hands down, the live version of Freebird. What song is it you want to hear? When I hear that, the hair on my neck goes up. The live version. So this morning, as we always do, Marty and I are talking about all sorts of stuff. I put the question to Marty. I said, Marty, for you, greatest rock anthem of all time. So he starts thinking and he throws out a couple of titles. And eventually I say, no Skinner? No Freebird? Oh no, man, can't stand Skinner. Now you got to understand something about Marty, okay? Marty and I, at face value, are complete, total opposites. Marty's in today, in his camo shirt, has the beard, looks like he could be a full-fledged member of the Robertson Duck Dynasty family. Look, Marty is looking like Uncle Si, okay? You got a white guy, camo shirt, semi-Duck Dynasty beard, looking like Uncle Si, can't stand Skinner. Got a black guy, three-piece suit, marched in the human jukebox, and loves some Skinner. Listen, I don't care what you say, and I care even less what you think. When I hear that guitar riff, boom, 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 dum, dum, boom, doodle, dum, doodle, I'm rocking, y'all. Neck going, shoulders pumping. I'm on it. It's on. The difference here is that Marty and I are both free thinkers. We don't care what you think and care even less what you say. We like what we like, and we don't care what people think about it. You gotta love a country where you can have an Uncle Si look-alike, can't stand Skinner, black guy in a three-piece suit, and loses his mind when he hears Sweet Home Alabama. Now, for the record, I can't stand Alabama Crimson Tide football. Can't stand it. But you put on Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama, it's on, son. It's on with me, pure and simple. You gotta love a country where, at least for the time being, you have the ability to think for yourself. Where, for the time being at least, you have the ability and the right to like what you like and don't care a whole lot what other folk think or say about it. If nothing else, y'all, that in and of itself, Uncle Roy Fletcher just walked into the building, ladies and gentlemen, and we all bow. At least for the time being, we should cherish that right. So I'm telling you now, if you happen to be driving down I-55 near Gillsburg, Mississippi, and you see old Clarence's car take that exit, and you happen to pass by the Leonard Skinner Memorial, and there's a black guy out there, don't say to yourself, he must be lost. You got off on the wrong exit. The gas station down the street, bruh. No, I'm there to commemorate the band that, for me, hands down, put together the greatest rock anthem ever. I don't want to hear about Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. Great effort, awesome tune, but it ain't no Freebird, not the live version. It's not. I don't want to hear about, well, what about Tommy? What about the soundtrack from Hair? Like all of that, but it ain't no live version of Freebird. End of discussion. Way to go, the Magnolia State and the good folks in Gillsburg, Mississippi, for finally deciding, well, we got the monument. Why don't we put up some signs on the highway so people passing by, if they want to, they can go and take a look at it. Funny how that works, isn't it? COVID-19, got some news to share with you. Not the news of the day, but just when you thought stuff couldn't get any crazier around COVID-19, stick around after the first commercial break and you'll find out even more. Keep it where you got it on the Wednesday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I
couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
I've seen a lot of things during my life, more bad things than good. I've lived in a lot of places, but never a home. I don't think anybody cares about me anymore. And now I'm tired. Signed, Brian, age 11.
Abused and neglected children in East Baton Rouge Parish are in dire need of CASA volunteers. Please call 379-8598 today. Change a life of hurt into a life of hope.
Get 0.9% financing for 60 months on every new 21 Mazda, plus 90 days deferred payments during the season of inspiration at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
By all standards, he is a champion for consumers. Because of Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta, our utility rates are 35% less than the national average, the lowest in all of America. He saved ratepayers over $8 billion. Commissioner Scrametta brought us more reliable power plants and energy-efficient solar fields. Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta. Keep the commissioner who keeps our rates low.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with MANDA Fine Meats. Here at MANDA, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. MANDA Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. MANDA Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it MANDA every time.
Edition of the Clarence Bug Show. It was greeted with much anticipation and a lot of enthusiasm, downright excitement. Earlier this week, the drug manufacturer Pfizer came out and reported that their COVID-19 vaccine was reported to be 90% effective. If you know anything about vaccines, let's say the annual flu vaccine, you were blown away. Last year's flu shot was rated as being 47% effective against the flu. Now, understanding the flu is one of those viruses that every year morphs. So what they do is they look at all the various strains of the flu and try and anticipate which one is going to be the dominant strain that year. And that's the shot that you get. So last year's was 47% effective. So when Pfizer comes out and says, well, the vaccine we've developed for COVID-19 is 90% effective, whoa, everybody's blown away. Well, lo and behold, a few days later, drug manufacturer Moderna comes out and says, whoa, wait till you hear this. Our vaccine is 94.5% effective. And of course, the cheers, the enthusiasm returned again. Now, a couple of days after that, Pfizer announces their vaccine is actually 95% effective, 0.5% more than Moderna's. In a press release issued by Pfizer before the stock market opened, it read, quote, among the 170 volunteers to develop COVID-19 in the clinical trial, 162 had been given placebo shots, while only 8 volunteers to become infected were given the real vaccine. This means Pfizer's vaccine is roughly 95% effective at preventing symptomatic COVID-19. So far we've gotten 90%, we've gotten 94.5%. Now we are at roughly 95%. Still have a month and change left to go in the year. I will leave to you to decide where we're going to end up. Meanwhile, speaking of COVID-19, there is a new study out that says those of you that are dog owners and walk your dog yourself, you are 78% more likely to come down with COVID-19. Immediately when I read stories like this, the first thing I do is look at the source. Where does this come from? Who conducted this, quote, study? This one comes from researchers at the University of Grenada. Okay? You decide how much stock you're going to put into this. According to researchers from the University of Grenada, they surveyed 2,086 people about their daily habits during the pandemic to access the risk of certain activities. This paper was published, the results of their research, in the journal Environmental Research. According to their research, they found that people who walked their dogs had a significantly higher chance of catching the COVID-19 virus, an increase of 78% compared to the average person. Ironically, strangely enough, cat owners and owners of other types of pets did not appear to be more at risk of catching COVID-19. Quote, these results point to living with dogs as a strong risk factor for COVID-19 infection, end of quote. The findings indicate, according to the researchers, a higher contagion among dog owners, but more research is needed to determine whether or not pooches play a direct role in spreading the virus. There is no conclusive proof that researchers have found of transmission from dogs to humans. Their synopsis of the data says when you walk your dog, there is a much higher chance, 78%, that the dog will walk through or come in contact with something that has the COVID-19 virus. That dog then, if it's an indoor canine, spreads it throughout the house. If it's an outdoor dog and you're playing with the dog, petting the dog, rubbing the dog, playing catch with the dog, it's then transferred to you. Well, Fido, all those extra walks you've been getting lately because everybody's at home with COVID-19, that's about to come to an end, at least if you believe what folks at the University of Grenada are telling you. It's yet another instance where you thought things couldn't get any crazier in the year 2020. It's yet another sign that the insanity is nowhere near over just yet. Finally, speaking of COVID-19, you had to be wondering when someone is going to come up with a test that I can do at home to find out if I've been exposed to COVID, if my family members have been exposed, if loved ones have been exposed. Well, announced just yesterday, the FDA, more commonly known as the Food and Drug Administration, has approved the first at-home rapid test, self-testing kit for COVID-19. According to media sources, November 18th, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued an emergency use authorization for the first self-test for COVID-19 that can provide rapid results at home. The Lucira, L-U-C-I-R-A, COVID-19 all-in-one test kit is described as a molecular single-use test, meaning it's a one-offer. You use it one time, can't use it again. It can be purchased with a prescription for self-diagnosis for the coronavirus. I don't want to get too technical, but this test, the rapid at-home test, uses a form of molecular amplification technology to identify the virus in patients suspected of being infected with COVID-19 and will reveal results to you in as little as 30 minutes. As it stands right now, you can't just walk into a store and buy it because you're curious about whether or not I have it, been exposed to it, whatever. As it stands right now, it would require a physician's prescription for you to be able to access it. Depending on how this most recent surge continues, that may well change in the future. Who knows? It's 2020, y'all. It's COVID-19. Just when you think you know something, you find out it's something else. And by the time you get around to finding out something else, well, it's different. Now it's something else. Who knows? Look for it to become available as soon as they can rush these into the market, and I will leave to you to decide what the most appropriate course of action is for you and yours. Our job is simply to disseminate factual information. What you do with it is up to you. Bottom of the hour break. We're going to bang this one out and talk more about yet more signs of what our country has become. That's next on the Clarence Bug Show. Here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Louisiana. Masks help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread. Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up. Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At Team Toyota, Toyotathon is underway. It's your chance to save during our biggest sale of the year. Get our lowest prices and our lowest payments on every new Toyota. Plus, get a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Toyota. Right now at Team Toyota.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to the Wednesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. It's getting close to the holidays. And, of course, as we get closer and closer to Christmas every year, we start seeing a reoccurrence, a resurgence, if you will, of certain things. Obviously, it is tradition in this country where when we approach the holidays, we put forth efforts to accommodate, help, lend a hand to those less fortunate than ourselves. We traditionally think of things like, Salvation Army and their Red Kettle campaign. We think about the Marine Corps, Toys for Tots, all sorts of things that fall under that same umbrella. Well, in Kansas, there is a middle school there that every year they put together a Christmas toy donation campaign. And they collect toys and toiletries and things of that nature to distribute to kids that are less fortunate in the community. Well, recently, the Freedom from Religion Foundation sent a letter. This group, by the way, remember this story is out of Kansas, but the group, the Freedom from Religion organization, based in Madison, Wisconsin, sent a letter to Tony Helfrich, the superintendent of the Pratt Unified School District in Kansas, demanding that they stop this program managed by Samaritan's Purse, or we will sue. And of course, as you might imagine, the school caved. Ironically, here's the irony of ironies in this story. The school's name is Liberty Middle School. Think about this. Liberty Middle School caves in to a bunch of atheists from halfway across the country. Quote, Liberty Middle School must cease participation in Operation Christmas Child or taking any other actions promoting Christianity, like including religious references over morning announcements. They cite, quote, an anonymous concerned staff member as the reason for this threatened lawsuit. When are the God-fearing folks in this country going to say enough is enough? Here's what gets me. This is the, quote, Freedom from Religion organization. How have we allowed Americans to go through the education process and not realize that there is no such thing as a guaranteed freedom from religion? The Constitution specifically states government cannot endorse a particular religion. Why? Well, we don't want to have a state-sponsored religion. We have freedom of religion. You worship what you want to worship, or don't worship anything at all. That's your right as an American. But we have allowed this idea of freedom from religion to not only take hold, but to blossom in this country. You know, there was a time where if you don't want to take part, don't take part. If the old blue-haired white women's knitting club wants to get together and throw a soiree, have at it. That ain't for Clarence. If the old white women blue-haired ladies club decide they want to get together, collect toys for kids, and give them out, if I got a thing against old blue-haired white women, which I don't, by the way, if I got a thing against old blue-haired white women, then I won't give the toy to my child. See how simple that proposition is? But instead, Liberty Middle School folds up and caves in over the threat of a lawsuit filed on behalf of one anonymous concerned staff member. Land of the free, home of the brave? Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Of course, now, this is also consistent with other troubling veins that are permeating in America. Have you seen the story about this big runoff for Congress in Georgia? One of the guys that's in the runoff happens to be African American, is the pastor of a megachurch there. And Raphael Warnock is his name. Not Warlock, although some might want to make the argument that's what it ought to be. Pastor of a megachurch. And says abortion, quote, is consistent with his philosophy as a Christian minister. You heard me right. A pastor of a Christian church says, quote, abortion is consistent with his philosophy as a Christian minister. Ironically, and I guess this guy is really trying to get into the right line of work, because this is typically what happens. In an interview, the question was posed to him, do you think being in favor of abortion as a pastor is consistent with God's view? His answer, quote, I think that human agency and freedom is consistent with my view as a minister. Did you notice something there? The question was, do you think? Your answer is consistent with God's view. Do you think being in favor of abortion is in sync with God's view? His answer, quote, I think that human agency and freedom is consistent with my view as a minister. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. You didn't even try to answer the question. The answer had nothing to do with the question. Now listen, I'm the one that's big on freedom of religion. You worship what you want to worship, or worship nothing at all. That's your right as an American. But if I were a member of this, quote, mega church, where this guy is the pastor, and this is the answer he gives me to a direct question, do you think your stance on abortion would be consistent with God's view? Home Skillet didn't mention God anywhere in his answer. Do you think that God endorses the millions of abortions we've had in this country since Roe v. Wade? That's the question. The answer? Well, I think that human agency and freedom is consistent with my view as a minister. How in HE double hockey sticks does that answer the question? And this guy is in a runoff to walk the halls of the United States Congress. My, how far our country has fallen. Got to get my final break of today's show out of the way. I understand everything changes. I understand it's a different day. But it pains me, the directions that we are going in, completely and totally disregarding the things that have brought us this far. Scary. Final break. Come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up the Wednesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with MANDA Fine Meats. Here at MANDA, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. MANDA Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. MANDA Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it MANDA every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bug Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing, 5 days a week here on the Pelican. The Clarence Bug Show. The only thing missing is you.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to the final segment of our Wednesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Scam alert. Scam alert. I need to get the good folks from the BBB, Carmen Million, dear friend of the show, on to give us all an update, because this time of year, holidays, COVID-19, the scam artists are just, they're kicking this thing into overdrive. But the EBR Sheriff's Office wants you to know that there's a scam going around, and it's a version of an age-old scam. As a matter of fact, the EBR Sheriff's Office reports they've had this go around like 11 times in the last 5 years. You will get a call from a person claiming to be a sheriff's deputy. And what they will do is try to convince you that there's either an urgent legal matter that you need to take care of, or you're in trouble for missing jury duty. It's a scam, y'all. And, everybody's sensitivities are real heightened right now. And with everything going on, if you're not careful, you will answer that phone. And with all that's going on right now, the very last thing on planet Earth that you want to entertain right now is legal trouble. So immediately you go into panic mode. Okay, what do I have to do to make this go away? Then they got you. If you get that call, as a matter of fact, and they're probably going to change it somewhat now that the word is getting out. The following message is what you're going to hear. And understand, the more the media advises you of this, the more they're going to say, oh crap, it's not working anymore. We need to modify it a little bit. But as it stands right now, the message you will get reads as follows. Hi. That's just for you, Marty. This is Deputy Eric Turner with the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office. I'm here to notify you about an urgent legal matter that needs to be attended to at your most earliest convenience. This is in regards to, and they'll fill in the blank. You need to get back to me as soon as possible. I would really appreciate it. You can reach me at, and they fill in the number there. The voice on the other end is not an EBR sheriff's deputy, okay? If you get one of those messages, call the EBR sheriff's office. Do not, please y'all, do not follow their instructions. Typically, you need to go get a prepaid debit card, green dot or whatever. Call me up at this number and we'll transfer the funds over the phone and your legal troubles are over. Nah, your legal troubles will just be starting. Don't fall for it. I understand. Everybody's on edge. Everybody's hypersensitive. And the last thing, with COVID-19, worrying about the job, canceling Mardi Gras, this, that, and the other, the last thing you want to have to entertain are legal problems. Don't fall for it, y'all. They are out there hoping that P.T. Barnum was 100% correct, hoping there's a sucker born every minute. So they fish. If I can get 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20, 2 out of 50, whoo, that's a good day. Don't be that person. And please, if you get the call, it's not enough just to dismiss it. Keep the number, forward that info to a law enforcement agency, and call Carmen Million, call my buddy and the good folks at the BBB so that they can help put an end to this and hopefully save some of our fellow Baton Rougeans, Louisianians, Americans of having to part ways with their money for some folks that aren't worth wiping the bottom of your shoe over. Finally, I want to ask your thoughts and your prayers for someone that, number one, needs them. Number two, is worthy of them. Number three, has given us so much joy over the years. David Atkins suffered a stroke recently. And I know y'all saying, David Atkins? Who the bleep is that? Clarence, I don't know no David Atkins. Yes, you do. David Atkins performs under the stage name Sinbad. Remember the guy from It's a Different World? The guy from Showtime at the Apollo? The guy from the famously clean stand-up comedy routines. Sinbad recently suffered a stroke. And I didn't find out about this until this morning. And you know, it's amazing how things work sometimes. Just last night, I'm channel surfing on Pluto TV. And I see on the guide, in the comedy section, the original Kings of Comedy. I'm like, okay, I can stop for a couple of minutes and get a good chuckle. So sure enough, I punch it up. It's at the point in the program, the original Kings of Comedy, that Cedric the Entertainer is on stage, okay? And typically, as you do with any comedy show, there's a camera shot of the performer, the comedian. He delivers the joke, delivers the punchline, and then another camera will cut to the audience reaction. You see them laughing hysterically or frowning in condemnation or whatever. Cedric the Entertainer is doing his routine, and he is launching N-bombs like nobody's business. I mean, every sentence has the N-word in it. And folks are laughing, but there's one shot where there appears to be an upper 60, 70, middle 70-year-old white lady in the audience. And she is so uncomfortable. I mean, it literally oozes through your television. And I'm saying to myself, who in their right mind sends a 70-something-year-old white woman to see the original Kings of Comedy? Now, maybe they didn't know. Somebody said, man, I got some tickets to the Kings of Comedy. You want some? Oh, yeah, I'll go. Don't know anything about the Kings of Comedy. And at the last minute, you can't go. Mama, I got some tickets to this show called the original Kings of Comedy. You want to go? Well, yeah, I like comedy. I'll go. 70-some-year-old white woman at the original Kings of Comedy. Had that been a Sinbad show, you could take your 70-some-year-old white mama or your 80-year-old white female neighbor and have a great time. Nobody would be uncomfortable. Nobody would be put in a compromising position, because he knew how to be funny as all get out and not be dirty. Y'all pray for Sinbad. I know without a shadow of a doubt that he would appreciate it. My time's up, y'all, and I gotta go. This day, like every other, maybe even more so than most, I give it to you. You are absolutely 100% right. America, we're not perfect, but doggone it, for this old fellow's money, it's the best there is. And God knows there is no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you realize he loves you, right? And even if it's in the smallest of terms, I hope by now you know that I do too. The good news in all of this is it really doesn't matter, because there ain't a doggone thing that you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves. Let's take care of each other. We'll do it again tomorrow. God bless.